Hi, thanks for joining. This is in response to a request that I received here recently today about the Pope that passed away, and I'm going to make a statement about that. It was requested that I go in and listen to about an hour-long speech from the Pope and that sort of thing. Listen, I grew up in Roman Catholicism, South Bend, Indiana, home of Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, the whole bit, okay? I know all the arguments, all of them, and I have a lot of pain from my Roman Catholic days. I even, back in the year 2000, I left the Roman Catholic Church in April of 1998. I was in there for 42 years. Left it in 1998, and I made a trip to Israel, got baptized in the Jordan River, and all of that. I came back home, and I was just overjoyed, not because I was anybody special, I'm not, and I just wanted to relate the fact that I was baptized, in the Jordan River. And I won't say who, but they shook a very shaky finger at me, tears welled up in their eyes, and they said, for you to tell me that, because it was like sticking a knife in their back and twisting it. For me to tell them that, because according to them, they said, we baptized you as a holy Roman Catholic. And that was one of the reasons why I left. I have a lot of pain from that I don't want to go into, except to say I know all about. I can talk for hours on the transubstantiation, Mariology. She's, according to them, the co-remediatrix, the co-redemptrix, and all of that. And they do worship her. They say adore, but if you look up adore, it says to worship. And I know the arguments. That's how I was raised, with a very predominantly staunch Roman Catholic upbringing. Went to parochial schools, whole bit. The only statement I'm going to make on the Pope is this. He was a very dedicated, it came through in his actions, he has a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And they teach for doctrine the commandments of men. And there's only one name under heaven whereby man must be saved. I grew up that way. The Pope was a Marxist. He was a New Age, anybody can get to heaven, there are many pathways to God, this, that, and the other. And then the previous Pope, what was his name? Ratzinger. I forget what his, the Pope name that he took on, but Ratzinger was the Chancellor or something when he was Red Hatter of the office that went back to the days, it was the same office, institution, but of the faithful, something of the faithful, and then he went back and just really created a bad persona for the Roman Catholic Church. So they basically shuffled him out. They booted him out. They sent him out to retirement, sent him out to pasture for this new guy from Argentina who just passed away, who is, again, a dyed-in-the-wool Marxist, a globalist Marxist. And matter of fact, I listened to, there's a very good broadcast out there on Justin Peters, not Bruce Peters, but Justin Peters. I'm sure many of you have seen some of his videos. Very good expositor. Very, very, very well-rounded Christian expositor. And he's got an individual that he is interviewing. He did this like today, I think it was, and I watched his program. A former Catholic that comes out and just really hits on all of the points. His ministry now, and it's a fantastic thing, is going out to the Roman Catholics. And I've said for many years that they have taken from a non-canonical book, because they have 72 books in their Reims Douay or Douay Reims, I forget what, and that's their Bible. It's kind of like the Schofield 1909 that draws heavily on the John Nelson Darby Notes-ism, per se. But there's a correlation, and I'm glad we're talking about this in a way, because what the Roman Catholics did, the 7-year dispensational pre-trib rapture idolaters, and the Roman Catholics are no better at that either. And they've taken out one of the commandments out of Deuteronomy, and they added another one because of the one with the idol worship, with the statutes and all of that sort of thing. And it just, there's so many things that I don't want to go into. Too much pain involved. And Roman Catholics are a different, old saying, kettle of fish. There's a different rhyme and reason with them. And they're more of they will not listen to the kind of people that the Lord advised Paul. They will not listen to thee. But anyway, the point being that I wanted to bring out was out of their 72 books, there's about, because the King James has 66, so they have 6. They have taken out one of the verses that they link. It's like pseudo-Ephraim for the rapture cultists, 7 year. But they've taken out of one of the books of Maccabees what they cite as their proof text or proof citation from a scriptural standpoint, their evidence or their go-to scripture to prove purgatory. And the purgatory, and then it gets into indulgences and venial sins and all of this sort of thing, and it's just, there's one name under heaven whereby man must be saved. We know who that is. But with the Roman Catholics, they will take that purgatory idea and it mimics, it correlates right next to their counterparts of all people, ironically enough, which are the 7-year dispensational rapture people or crowd. In that, they go by their cushion, the 7-year dispensationalists, they go by the rapture, the pre-trib 7-year rapture. And it's problematic, just like the Roman Catholics, on so many different points that people don't understand the enormity of what we go on and try to explain. It's their safety valve, their safety cushion, their insurance deck page, as they say in insurance. It's their insurance policy. That's the word I was looking for. It's their insurance policy, both the Roman Catholics with their purgatory, and again, the 7-year dispensational pre-trib rapture people, they have the 7-year pre-trib rapture. Jesus Christ only comes back once, right before Armageddon. It's the parousia. Not twice, because the same coming, with the 7-year dispensation, not to get off on that point, they negate, vitiate, don't take into consideration that the Lord is coming. But they link it, or try to substantiate it, not to be the first second coming, because it's only through the clouds, which is technically, according to them, not the confines of earth. This is how ridiculous all you people are. The Catholics are just as ridiculous. And the Pope, again, was a dyed-in-the-wool Marxist, a globalist Marxist. But anyway, I'm going to post the link to Justin Peters. Very good hour-long conversation with another gentleman that used to be a Roman Catholic. Very good. Just a heart-to-heart conversation. I'm going to link that in the bottom of this video. But I'm telling you people, the enormity of this just goes zoop, because people don't see it. They deny the facts in order to retain their relationship. Everything is groupthink consensus, strength in numbers, go along to get along. What do you think? How do you feel? What's your opinion? Well, why can't we just agree to disagree? So when it comes to the Roman Catholic Church, I'm sorry, I don't talk about them on a daily basis, because the iron is hottest, and it's in the fire right now, because nothing will tickle a person's ears. See, with Roman Catholics, they basically, as long as they show up for Mass on Sunday, they can do whatever they want during the week. But as long as they show up for Mass on Sunday, then that will expunge them doing whatever they want. And or they have the cushion of purgatory. And the 7-year dispensational pre-trib rapture cultists are just as bad. Just as bad. And it just so happens, I'll leave you with this thought, it just so happens that all of that was predicted with the woman who rides the beast. And she has many daughters. That perfectly, word picture-wise, metaphorically, allegorically, perfectly summarizes the situation right there. And you hear me say this ad nauseum, ad infinitum. That means fancy ways for saying all the time. In Revelation 18:4, come out of her, my people, be not partakers of her sins, nor receive of her plagues. So all you cushy 501c3, 7-year dispensational rapture people, which is the going trend right now, most Catholics, they just go, as long as they go on Sunday, then they're done that, told to get out, then they figure they'll be okay. You talk to them about the Bible, they won't know. 90% of them won't know what you're talking about. And the rapture enthusiasts, they're like the Pharisees, the modern day Pharisees. You can't get through to them either. I remember one time I was talking to a guy, staunch Roman Catholic, and I must have been talking for, you know how I am when I get to talking sometimes. Made all the points, all the salient reference points, and then some. And he says, you know something? I think you're absolutely right. I felt joy. Great, fantastic. But he looked at me and he said, well, you know something? I will never leave the Roman Catholic Church because it just feels good. It just feels good. So if you think, final thought, is that during the tribulation, it talks about 4 or 5 times. A lot of it's in the schematics of the churches, Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamos, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea, to be overcomers. Oh, well, that's subdivided up into dispensations. No, you liars. You just don't get it. You have to be an overcomer, and you can't be an overcomer if you think you're going to be out of here, which is fallacious on its theological non-merits. And you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Just like the Roman Catholics don't get it. You people you're in the same boat. The mother harlot, final thought, the mother harlot rides the beast, and she has many daughters. Why can't people see that? I don't know. You know what? The word answers itself, because it's the mystery of iniquity. It is the great falling away. Oh, no. Yeah, well, just run with that. See how far you get. Your mileage may vary. If you're running out there, stay running, please. You're at the right place at the right time. Make it your message, because it goes back to Jesus Christ and not the transubstantiation, okay? That's what you call, i.e., the Holy Eucharist in the Roman Catholic theology. It's not that. No. Don't want to get off on that subject. The Lord said, do this in memory of me. Not literally. Then they had the gall to call me a fundamentalist. I said, well, who's the hypocrite now? Because you believe in the fundamentals of the transubstantiation. Ooh. Why do you hate the Roman Catholic Church so much? Don't hate anybody. I just happen to love the truth more. I'll leave you with that thought. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.